Super Dave here with another Super Dave review. Super Dave here with another Masterverse review. That's right, 40th anniversary as well. And we are going to take a look at She-Ra, the most powerful woman in the universe, a part of the Masterverse Princes of Power line, also a 40th anniversary action figure in that deluxe packaging here. She has a really neat book-in artwork there on the side. Really nice. She's looking good there in her transforming appearance, as well as a big back artwork here that looks really amazing. They went back to the Mattel vintage toy line, giving us that lavender pink Swift Wind instead of the white Swift Wind unicorn with the rainbow colored wings. They went with that lavender gold trim, white, pink trim on this Swift Wind. So maybe we'll be getting a Swift Wind that looks more like this, possibly in the Masterverse line. But there's her bio. If you'd like to pause and read that now, you can. All right, let's go ahead and break open our She-Ra and check her out. And here we are inside of Castle Grayskull, as we're about to take a look at the most powerful woman in the universe. That's right, let's look at She-Ra. And we're first going to take a look at She-Ra's accessories. First, taking a look at She-Ra's hands. She first comes with a vertically hinged weapon-holding hand, as well as a balled-up fisted hand. She comes equipped with an open palm hand, as well as another vertically hinged weapon-holding hand. As you see, she's holding her power sword up aloft there. She comes with two head sculpts. First of all, this beautiful head sculpt without anything covering her face there, but still with the crown. And then she comes with this warrior transformed head sculpt with the mask covering up her face there. Looking good for both of these head sculpts. She also comes with her signature shield, which is awesome looking there with the jewel in it. So neat. And she comes with an alternate cape, a long cape that also has an alternate collar piece attached to it. A long cape, non-wired, but nonetheless another cape. So that is cool. And we'll be looking at all of these things as we equip our She-Ra with her accessories right now. Alright, let's go ahead and swap heads and check out these different capes here. So we can pop off this head sculpt. And as you can see, that cape begins to pop off as well, but that is a little loop with a sewn cape, cloth cape around the edge. You can see the stitching back there, under there. And so that cloth cape kind of curls around, but it's the short version. So let's go ahead and put on the long version here. So that'll slide right over her neck area. And that really gives a different look. Check that out. So let's go ahead and try this head sculpt on. To put a lot of pressure, pop that on there. Let's get the cape out of the way of the hair. And there you have the transform power battle ready She-Ra. You see what that head sculpt looks like there? Looking cool all the way around. That wavy hair looks really good. That yellowish blonde hair that's reminiscent of She-Ra. She does have a little muscle tone, which is cool. Maybe not as much as Teela, but still it's present. That's good. Got some design on her cuffs here. Those gauntlets have some design on them. That's really nice. I like the way they still have the diaphragm joint, but has the blossom here that she was known for with the jewel there nicely lined up. Looking good, looking great. So that looks good with that long cape with the different kind of shoulder armor, almost a heart shape here in the front. But let's go ahead and check out what that looks like with the other head sculpt as well. And let's go ahead and pop on the other one. And that's what she looks like with this long cape with the optional collar armor on. And let's go ahead and look at the shield armed as well here. You can see in this left hand, she has the open palm, so we can just slide that over just like so. So her thumb kind of lock into place right there, and you can kind of see that that's a translucent material for that shield. You can see the light through it there, which is pretty cool. It's like a blue translucent material that they painted a metallic silver on. So that looks really neat. Let's go ahead and bring it on over in front of her here. And there she is, ready for battle. So that is so cool. Now let's take a look at our She-Ra's articulation. All right, bringing She-Ra in a little closer to look at this articulation. I want to take off this shield here. Take a look at this head sculpt. A head sculpt looks really good. I think it's a pretty head sculpt, different from what we've seen before, and we'll look at some comparisons in just a moment. But I was surprised. That head is going to be able to look up a pretty decent amount. Even with all that hair, she's able to look up a little bit. She's going to be able to look down all the way, of course. She's going to be able to look side to side fine, even with all that hair, and she gets great pivoting. So you're going to get some good expressions. I'm very pleased with the head articulation. That is excellent. Of course, with these arms, you're going to get a full 360, better than 90-degree T-pose, bicep swivel, and she does have some bicep definition there, as well as double jointed elbows, which get better than 90-degree range. Again, there is design rather on those gauntlets, which is nice. You got hinged, horizontal hinged hands on all of these. I'm hoping that we're going to get some vertical hinges, because based on some of the reviews I'm already seeing on that 40th anniversary He-Man by Masterverse, he's got a vertical hinged weapon holding hand, sword holding hand to hold his sword aloft. So that's encouraging. Hopefully we'll see more of that. Moving on to the diaphragm, she is going to be able to crunch forward a good amount. That is actually excellent. She's going to be able to bend back a decent amount, just, you know, a little bit there, not a whole bunch, but a decent amount. It at least allows you to line up, and all the way back you can see, you see the blossom is in line. Now you're going to be able to turn it to get it out of line, and it will also swivel from side to side. You're not really going to get a turn right here, but up inside of her dress that's covered, you can get a turn. So that is good. You still get a waist swivel, it's just covered up by the skirt. So you hold the legs and you can get her to swivel side to side. So that is excellent. I mean, bravo, great articulation on that. I want to go ahead and show you, before we go to the legs, what she's able to do head-wise with this on, and we'll go ahead and pop on the alternate head as well. All right, so as you can see, she may still be able to look up just a little bit. She's still able to look down all the way. She's still going to turn side to side and be able to get some excellent head pivoting. So that is good. And I just really like, that's a nice touch. We've never seen She-Ra with this, not in this scale, with this shoulder armor, and I think it looks really good. She's got a serious look there too. So that is excellent. Bravo. Now, I prefer the other head sculpt, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that back on for the rest of this articulation. So let's go ahead and take a look at these legs. As you see, she's going to get a pretty much full splits, because the skirt doesn't get in the way. I'm not going to go any further than that because I don't want to tear anything, but she gets plenty, so she's definitely going to be able to ride Swiftwind, I do believe. And she has good thigh rotation there, and then double jointed knees, which get excellent range and actually look pretty decent too. And as you see, she also has design on the boots, which is a nice touch. She also has boot cut. Check that out. That is excellent. She's going to be able to get full tiptoes, go up a good amount, and get excellent rockers, as well as the peg hole in the bottom of the foot. So that is excellent. We're just knocking it out of the park. I mean, this She-Ra looks great. Even better when you start articulating her and putting her into different poses. She's even better than she looks in the box, in my opinion. And even better than what I've seen when I've looked at some reviews. When you get her in hand, she's just dynamic. I'm really impressed with this She-Ra. She is very good. She is very good. I mean, bravo. Matter of fact, for this price point, you know what? Even though it was a little bit more because they're saying it's deluxe and she didn't come with some of the things she could have come with, I'm still going to give her a 10 out of 10. That's right, a 10 out of 10. This She-Ra, it has great articulation, has great accessories, everything that you really need for a She-Ra, and I think that she is awesome. I like this cape, love the collar armor. It is just really nice. Love this shield. I mean, yes, let's give her a 10 out of 10. This is awesome. I'm enjoying this She-Ra, and I am very pleased with her. All right, let's go ahead and do some comparisons. And here we are comparing some She-Ras to She-Ras. This is actually Motu Classics Power Bubble She-Ra, which actually has some cooler gauntlets and boots than the first release, and they fixed the leg and skirt issue to be able to ride with swift wind. But there is our Classics She-Ra for the most part, and there is her sword, which she actually, the first release came with a gold sword, but I could not find mine, get a hold of it right away, or the shield, but you get the idea here. And of course, here is Super 7's Filmation or Club Grayskull She-Ra, and there is her sword, and I could not find her shield either, but it's a flat gray, which looks kind of like this, except it is not metallic. It's that flat gray, and it is smaller. But man, comparing the faces, I have to say I go with the Masterverse face, even over the Classics face, in my opinion. Now, that's still a beautiful face. I'm not a big fan of that one, but I really like the Masterverse face. She's looking pretty, and I think she measures up great with these. I love the addition of the cloth cape, even though that shoulder armor, I mean, she is just looking amazing. When you look at her next to these, I mean, I think she knocks them out of the park. Now, there's the Motu Classics She-Ra, New Adventures of He-Man She-Ra, and she's looking pretty good, but she's very much different from this one, of course, but she is cool in her own right. And here's a custom She-Ra. I was able to get this head on eBay, and then I customized this body using a China wrestler, but I think she is cool with that hair, flowing transformation type hair, and I've always been a big fan of that beautiful face on this She-Ra, but I'm using one of the traditional classic She-Ra swords with the jewel in there, and she is looking awesome. She has the bubble power She-Ra boots from the Classics there, looking awesome. Has some muscle tone going on that She-Ra. But yes, there are our She-Ras, and now let's do some more comparisons. And here is our Masterverse She-Ra next to Castaspella. Motu Classics Castaspella, she's looking great next to this She-Ra. They look good together, measure up good together. And here is Motu Classics Bo with his ally and friend Cowl, which he's all of their friends there. But they were just great in the Filmation cartoon together, and you can see they all measure up really good together. Looking awesome. And here's She-Ra next to our Masterverse He-Man, her twin brother, or if you'd prefer, the Viking or New Eternia He-Man. And I have a Hordak MX head sculpt custom on this one, and took out the face out of the helmet so I could actually have a helmet that's empty so that I could pose him around. There's his helmet hair. But they just look great together. I prefer this He-Man at this point. Haven't got the new, 40th anniversary one. Looking forward to reviewing him soon, as well as the Battle Armor He-Man. All those are coming down the pike, various variations of this He-Man. But this She-Ra, I believe, is going to look good next to all of them. She is just a little bit shorter than them, but that's okay. But she is looking great next to these. And there is the Masterverse She-Ra next to our Classics He-Man Motu Classics with the vintage looking head, Classics head. That is the vintage style. But they are looking great together. In case you didn't get a hold of a She-Ra and want to put a She-Ra with your Classics, there you have it. She's looking great with him as well, I do believe. All right, now let's mount She-Ra on Swiftwind and check this out. And here is our She-Ra mounting our Swiftwind, Motu Classic Swiftwind, and she does it beautifully. Looks gorgeous on this Swiftwind, looking amazing. I don't think she could look any better than she does right there. Looking good in the neighborhood. I think she's looking great. Looking fabulous. Yes. She sits on him perfectly. No problems. And you can pose her on there. She does ride him and get on him and pose on him and sit there better than either of the Classics or the Club Grayskull by Super 7. Yes, definitely better than any of the She-Ras we've received so far as being able to mount onto Swiftwind. So that is just beautiful. Looking great. Let me turn her around just so you can see here on the side. You can see how those double jointed knees just look so natural, and that cape will be able to flow back there however you would like it to. Looking great. Looking excellent. I mean, she just sits in there perfect. Almost like she was made for the Swiftwind. Whereas the Classics one always seemed to be, the action figures seem to have a hard time sitting in Swiftwind. But that's perfect. All right. Thank you so much for joining us in this Super Dave review. And boy, does she not look great among this cast of Masterverse and Classics figures. She's looking great. Oh man, and so just please, if you've enjoyed this, like and subscribe. That really helps the channel out. I appreciate the support. If you enjoy Super Dave's reviews, you'll be notified. And comment if you have something to share or say or ask questions. We would love to see you next time, as we're going to be reviewing a Cosmic Enforcer named Zodak really soon, as well as, of course, She-Ra's nemesis, Hordak, by Masterverse as well. So we're looking forward to that. Come on back and see us soon, and we'll talk with you then. Enjoy these photos in the photo gallery.